Hey guys, I'm doing a brake conversion on my 1965 Impala, and I ordered a kit from WILWOOD for basically $1,500. And some of you are probably going to order the same kit, which comes with disc brakes, the brake booster, master cylinder. That's where I put that. Sorry for the mess. Okay. There's the booster and master cylinder. So anyways, you're going to encounter some problems because the instructions aren't very accurate. I mean, I've been doing mechanics for years, and it's hard to understand a lot of the way they reference things. So bearings are straightforward, taking the old brakes off. There's a lot of videos on that. And then one thing they don't mention is this clip right here. I ended up using the old one, which is this black one. You have to drill it out in order for the line to fit in there. And before you connect your other line, you're gonna have to replace that line in order for it, because it ends basically right down there. There's a little three-way junction there. All those lines are gonna have to get spliced in order to come up to your master cylinder. But there's also gonna be that one part, which is this, the lines are going to have to go to. Yep, this is your proportioning valve. You're going to need this, so that way your front brakes do 70% of the braking, your rear do the 30% of the braking. So that was basically the only problem I had in the front. But in the rear, they don't really give you a good substitute or a bracket to hold this line they give you. Oh yeah, by the way, it's 7/16 in the front, 10mm in the back, because they don't explain that either. So you can use the old lines, but you're gonna have to wrap them around, or you can cut them and reflare them. But who's really gonna see that? You know, as long as they're not rusty and kinked. And then they don't really tell you very clearly what side to put the caliper on. And I don't know if you ever did WILWOOD brakes before, but it's not like any other caliper. You have to have 4 hands in order to put these pads in. I probably would never order a WILWOOD kit again, just because it's not user friendly. I'm sure they're great brakes. The calipers look pretty good. It'd be nice if they said WILWOOD on these calipers. The front ones do. And then you have to get into the whole pulling the axle out, which is fine. You know, you just unbolt it. You got to pull the pin. There's some shims behind the gears. I think they're called pinion gears. Just make sure everything goes in the same place. And then the emergency cable. There used to be an old emergency cable here. You can see it hanging. They give you a couple cables for that, but it's like missing a few parts, it seems like. This one's supposed to go right to your pedal. But what about when it goes through the floor? How is it supposed to, why doesn't it have this on there? Or some type of waterproof grommet. So I might just skip the emergency brakes. I know that sounds really dumb, but unless I have time for it. And then the brackets. They give you one silly picture on the brackets. Here. Bear with me here, because we're all going to be doing this. This should be facing down. Okay? They should show you with it facing down. I mean, the instructions are just like a 9-year-old kid. So here's the picture they give you, and you have to determine what the heck's going on here. I mean, we don't have a dust cover. I didn't order that kit, so it just must be some generic kit. I mean, you don't need these shims. Well, maybe you do. They sent me a whole bunch of those. I don't need them. They go under the emergency brake and how to adjust that. And bleeding. Well, I'm not to that point yet, but let me go back to the master cylinder. So they sent me these 2 brackets. If you want to pause the video and look at these are not the same brackets. And another thing is they're angled. So after some research, I saw that GM wants you to angle the brake booster and master cylinder 17 degrees upward. Silly as that sounds, I don't know why it wouldn't just be straight. I couldn't find any explanation for that, These are modern days. Why don't we just keep things modern, you know? And then you're kind of on your own when you have to figure out. They tell you one thing. They tell you the bore has to come out like 1.1 inches, all said and done, which is fine. I'll figure that out. But, you know, I had to put this together, try to figure it out with the studs I had in there. I actually ended up pounding out those 4 studs, which you should have kept in. So now I'm using new bolts. And it's just crazy. So what you should probably do is, you know, spray paint that black. I'll probably end up doing that yet. And then when I was down here, bad picture, but I ended up cleaning up the sides. This was painted. I ordered some new chrome trim that goes around here. So it looks pretty good. The new chrome trim will cover it. And then I used some Rust-Oleum truck bed liner and kind of painted over everything. I'll have to touch that up. So just another struggle you go through, I guess. All right, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video.